Review. The soldiers of Bad Company are back, and they're bringing with them all the action, all the humor, and all the rampant destruction that made Battlefield Bad Company such an entertaining game. But this sequel doesn't just pick up where the first game left off. Bad Company 2 is bigger and better than its predecessor, and it packs one hell of a punch. The meaty campaign is more focused and more exciting this time around, and though you still can't play it cooperatively with a friend, your wisecracking AI companions help ensure that you'll have a blast as you fight your way through beautiful, exotic locations. The campaign is great fun, but it's the online multiplayer that makes Battlefield Bad Company 2 a real standout. Huge maps, incredible destructibility, powerful vehicles, and excellent sound design all help create some of the most explosive and dynamic battlefields ever seen on consoles. Online competition demands skill, adaptability, and battlefield awareness, and the destruction you leave in your wake makes the satisfaction of victory all the sweeter. This excellent multiplayer action, coupled with the very entertaining campaign, makes Battlefield Bad Company 2 one of the best shooters around. The beginning of Bad Company's second tour finds Sarge, Marlowe, Sweetwater, and Haggard stationed in a wintry valley, supposedly serving out Sarge's last tour of duty. As you might expect, it doesn't take long for things to go south, literally and figuratively. You soon leave the snow-capped mountains behind for the lush, teeming jungles of Bolivia. The environments in Bad Company 2 are surprisingly detailed and beautiful, and the occasionally blurry texture doesn't keep the impressive visual presentation from injecting your adventure with a great sense of scope and exotic flair. The sound design is even more impressive. From the muffled crunches of your boots in the snow to the buzz of a mosquito in your ear, the audio really helps immerse you in your location. And when things get loud, the sound becomes downright cacophonous. Nearby explosions rock your ears. And after a while, you'll be able to identify individual guns by sound alone. The technical presentation is great across the board, and the visual improvements definitely help Bad Company 2 stand above its predecessor. Of course, half the fun of scenery is blowing it up. Trees, barricades, and buildings of all shapes and sizes crumble and break realistically when exposed to gunfire or explosives. An enemy shooting you through a narrow window can be a serious nuisance. That is, until you use your underbarrel grenade launcher to make that window a whole lot bigger. Snipers in tall towers can be dealt with similarly, and it is remarkably satisfying to blast the building out from under rooftop enemies. Pretty much every building can be completely leveled, killing anyone unlucky enough to be inside and giving you an invigorating feeling of destructive power. And if you're feeling extra destructive, some checkpoints are structured so that you can basically take a time out and spend a while thoroughly destroying the area you just fought through. It may not be in keeping with the spirit of your urgent mission, but it's a hell of a lot of fun. It would also be a lot of fun to blast your way through the story with a friend, but sadly there is no cooperative campaign play here. Fortunately, your in-game AI friends are very personable fellows. Combat-wise, they are competent and avoid exploiting their invincibility. They kill enemies frequently enough to make them seem like solid contributors, but not so frequently that they do the lion's share of the work. That's your job. They also contribute their excellent personalities, cracking wise during the heat of combat, as well as during downtime. Bad Company's chatter is both endearing and hilarious, and if you hang around at checkpoints later in the game, you'll hear some very enjoyable exchanges on subjects like Haggard's command of Spanish and Sarge's respect for the dead.
Alright, Haggard, go on and speak me some of that Spanish, big boy.
You guys wish you'd hear me. It's more kind of a mixture.
Come on, no, you talking, show us.
My people in Texas call it Spanglish.
Spanglish?
Yeah. So
Sweet, I bet he could even say two
I go
words.
down to Taco Bell, pretty much ask for anything on the menu.
Though there are some minor bumps along the way, the campaign is often thrilling, and the characters imbue it with an engaging sense of personality. But the most engaging part of Battlefield Bad Company 2 is the online, team-based multiplayer. Up to 24 players compete in squads in one of 4 match types. These include multi-stage attack and defend missions, struggles for control point dominance, and 4-squad team deathmatch. The different types offer different flavors of combat, but the core action is intense and engaging no matter which mode you play. The sound design continues to be a standout here, and every gunshot, teammate exclamation, and engine rumble is a valuable clue. Destruction is another factor that distinguishes Bad Company 2's multiplayer. No building, no cover position, no sniper perch, no copse of trees is safe from destruction. Even the ground gets deformed by particularly powerful explosions. This makes the battlefield fluid and ever-changing. That building with great sightlines might be reduced to rubble, while a destroyed vehicle may offer temporary cover. Attackers may opt to batter a sensitive object with tank shells rather than try to plant an explosive, while a marauding helicopter can make running across the road a perilous proposition. As the end of each conflict approaches, the environments look like a shell of their former selves, but even the fiercest conflict always leaves room for strategic maneuvering. Adapting to battlefield conditions is just as important as altering the battlefield to suit your team's needs. This tactical destruction makes each map feel less like an arena created for combat and more like an actual battlefield, and the resulting action is much more immediate and explosive. Each of the 4 classes of soldier excels at a different combat role. Assault leads the way with powerful mid-range weapons and underbarrel grenade launchers. Engineers support or destroy vehicles and wield submachine guns, while medics pack powerful machine guns and the ability to heal or revive teammates. Recon soldiers have scoped rifles and C4, both of which pack a punch. Playing as a certain class will earn you progress towards unlocking new weapons and gadgets, as well as attribute-boosting specializations. There's also some fluidity between classes, and any player can pick up a dead soldier's kit and adopt new tactics on the fly. Also, each player has the ability to spot an enemy by looking down their sights at them and pressing a button. This simple yet potent tactic puts a temporary marker over the enemy's head that your whole team can see, significantly shortening that soldier's expected lifespan. When you die, you can respawn on your squad mate or at the designated respawn point, which is where vehicles will become available for you to use. Some are designed for mobility, like ATVs and jet skis, while others pack more of a punch, like tanks and helicopters. Each vehicle is tactically powerful when applied correctly, and they help make the battlefield significantly more hectic and fun. With all the different classes, vehicles, and stationary weapons at play, there is no shortage of ways to wage war. Destructibility makes each match unique, and the unlockable rewards for success in combat are a great incentive to keep playing. Though really, once you get a taste of Battlefield Bad Company 2's thrilling online combat, those incentives will seem like the icing on the cake. The action here is top-notch in both campaign and multiplayer alike. Whether or not you're looking for a new shooter in your life, you owe it to yourself to play Battlefield Bad Company 2.